Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Secretary. Welcome to the committee, and thanks for your service to our country. I'm very concerned about the overall economy, and having had 4 military overseas assignments in my career, 4 of which took me to the Middle East, I understand the instability there and its resulting impact potentially on oil prices, and that unfortunately we're still reliant a lot on imported oil. And that my concern is in this fragile recovery that we have right now, that a prolonged spike in oil prices will set this country back and will cause a double-dip recession. And I think that families in our home state and across the country are already feeling the effects of rising prices at the pump right now. And I mean, if prices go north of $4 in Colorado, go north of $5, that's not simply going to hurt families directly, but it's going to raise the transportation cost that's going to impact all of the goods that they buy, from groceries to everything else. And so I'm very concerned that we're really going to be caught flat on our feet on these issues. And everything you talked about today is going to raise the cost of oil and natural gas in the United States to the consumers. And so, and I understand that, you have this new energy frontier that you're working on, and that where you say that the department's new energy frontier initiative to create jobs, reduce the nation's dependence on fossil fuels and oil imports, and reduce carbon impacts, facilitating renewable energy development is a major component of this strategy, along with effective management of conventional energy programs. And so more solar projects, more wind projects, that's electrical generation, and that doesn't impact really our foreign imports, because those are primarily used as transportation fuels and manufacturing processes. And so, I'm sure that the truth lies somewhere in the middle, but from what you're saying and what folks like the Western Energy Alliance are saying, the producers of oil and gas are 2 very different things. And they seem to suggest that you're throwing up every bureaucratic obstacle that you can find to develop oil and gas in the United States. That's certainly their view. I think that they say a number of things in terms of the decline of oil and gas production on public lands, onshore in the United States. And so one question I have, you also talked about you're going to increase fees on oil and gas development in order to pay for the regulatory burdens that they impose. And you talk in your statement, you mention that the department has made significant advances in its priority goal to increase approved capacity for renewable energy production on interior lands by at least 10,000 megawatts by the end of 2012, while ensuring full environmental review. And then you go on and talk about, how you're going to increase that production. I guess one question I have for you, and let me tell you, I'm on all of the above person when it comes to energy strategy for this country. But are you going to require on the renewable side that they also pay the regulatory cost of the burdens that they impose as you do on the oil and gas side?
Congressman Coffman, the basic principle that we have is that we want a fair return to the American taxpayer, and so that's what we will do with solar and other renewable energy projects as well. I appreciate the fact that you are supportive of an all of the above kind of energy program, and I appreciate your service to our country. Our own view of this, the President's view and my view, is we need to have a robust domestic production. We also need to embrace alternative energy, including nuclear and clean coal and solar and wind and geothermal. And we also need to embrace efficiency. And indeed, some of the efficiency measures that we now have with the higher CAFE standards are saving a significant amount of energy that we're importing into this country. And so I think there is, frankly, in this area of energy and the energy future for America, a place where there may be an opportunity to find common ground between the Republican majority in the House of Representatives and the administration.
Time of the gentleman.